Every printer that you install in Snow Leopard has a print queue where every printed job resides until it's actually printed off on your printer. So think of the print queue as, say, a holding bin where the jobs will wait as the printer is catching up with all the jobs that have been put into the queue. So I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go to the Apple menu under System Preferences, and I'm going to click on the Print and Fax button to display that preference pane. And I'm going to highlight the printer that I want to work with, and I'm going to choose Open Print Queue. This is going to display the associated print queue for the printer that I had selected. So you can see in this case it's showing me that this is the Epson Stylus Photo RX 500, and the print queue also allows you to configure different aspects of this printer. So for instance, if I click the Printer Setup button, I can see some of the attributes of this printer, what drivers installed, what the name of the printer is, so on and so forth. I'm just going to click Cancel. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how the printer queue can work when you send multiple jobs to it. So right now I'm going to click the Pause Printer button, and that's not going to remove the printer by any stretch. It's simply going to be paused, so I can still print to it, but nothing is going to actually be sent to the printer. Let's see how this works. I'm going to open up Safari, and I'm going to start with the Apple Start page, and I'm going to print to my printer. So I'm just going to go to File, Print, and I'm just going to click Print again. We're going to go over the print dialog box a little bit later. So it tells me that the printer has been paused. Do I want to resume? I'm just going to click Add to Queue. Perfect. Let's go to another website. Let's go to AGI Training. Once again, I'm going to go to File, Print, and I'll just print it and add it to the queue again. I'm going to go to Total Training, choose File, Print, add this one to the queue. Let's do one more. Let's go to iStock Photo, and I'm going to print this one as well. Great. So I can go ahead and quit Safari now. And if we look at our print queue, we can see that 4 jobs have been added to our queue. Now what we can do to see the full name of the file we're printing, we can just click on these dividers and drag them so we can see a little bit more about it. So we can see that right now we have 4 jobs in the queue. It tells us when they were sent. They're placed in the queue in the order in which they were printed. So we can see it started with the Apple page, then the AGI Training page, then Total Training, and then iStock Photo. Now, at the top here, we can select individual jobs if we want to. And you can actually see a preview of each job by clicking on the icon on the left. So if you decide, oh, I'm not sure what this job was, we can just click on this arrow and it'll actually show us a preview of that page, which is a pretty cool feature. So I'll just go ahead and close that. In addition, when I resume this printer, it's just going to start printing them from top to bottom. Now I can go a step further and I can say, okay, well, the Apple Start page, I don't want that to go out yet. I'm not sure that I want to print that. I want to wait a little bit. So in addition to pausing the entire printer, I can actually pause or put jobs themselves on hold. So I'm going to click the Apple job that we've sent, and I'm going to click the hold button. You can see that the status is currently set to be on hold. So once I resume the printer, it's going to start printing from the next available job. So you see that this particular job is currently printing, and it's sending it out on the paper. Okay, so while this one's printing, we can also come down here and we can say, well, you know what, I did send this one to the queue, but I decided now that I really don't need to print that out. I can come up here and click Delete, and that's going to remove that job from the queue, and actually then the next job in line is going to go out next. So as you can see, it's very easy for me to organize the jobs that are in the queue and control which one goes out and in what order. So to clean this up, I really don't want to print these out on my printer. I'm just going to click on each one of them and I'm going to delete each job. And now my printer is pretty much clean. This one's going to be waiting because it's actually going out on the printer. So I can now quit the print queue, and I can also quit system preferences, and hopefully that gives you a better understanding of how you can manage